Congratulations on this latest album. It is a phenomenal album, such a great listen. What was the process in creating this new album?
The process started in October 23, and then the new guitar player joined the band, Tobias Kersting, after Extra Rid left the band in September 2023. And right in October, we started with new songs, writing riffs and lyrics, and we finished the one last August with the master and mixing process. So it was great fun to write this album.
Definitely. And Gravedigger has been around for 45 years now. You've had members come and go. How easy is it to incorporate new people, especially when you have such an established sound already?
Yeah, normally I choose people where I can imagine that they fit to the band very well, you know. And at the end, we discuss all the sounds with the guys, and because we have this signature sound of Gravedigger, it's my voice, and on the other side, it's also the guitar playing and the guitar sound, and the structure of the songs, and that must be. I like to keep that because that is some reason why we have so many years, 45 years in the heavy metal scene now, because of like that signature sound. And that is something I like to keep for the next 10 years.
Definitely. Um, Going from when the band started in 1980 to now, your vocals changed slightly, mostly because of age and wear and tear. How do you keep your energy up, and what kind of training do you do, or what do you do in order to keep your vocals so sharp?
I don't drink, I don't smoke. That's the first. I stopped that all 24 years ago. So that helps a lot to keep my voice in shape. And on the other side, I love to play heavy metal. When I was a young kid, I always was in the first row at heavy metal shows. And there's a funny story. 2 years ago, I met Rob Halford at the Wacken Open Air here, and he invited me to his backstage. And then he said, "Hey, you are Chris Boltendahl from Grave Digger." And I said, "Wow, this guy know who I am. That is such an honor." And then I told him, "Hey, Rob, when you play here in Germany in the late 70s and the beginning of the 80s, I always was in the first row, touching your boots, you know, and screaming, 'Hey, Rob!' And I was one of the guys you hate, you know, as a fan. So, and we laughed our ass off. So it's a funny story. But anyway, if you do something what you love, it's like in a normal job, and then you can carry on, and then you have the power and energy to move on.
Definitely. For this album, each song has its uniqueness to it. How do how do you make the playlist? How do you line up these music, these tracks, in order to create the story that this album tells?
At the end, it must be interesting, you know. I want to keep the people at the headphones or at their audios, and that they are fascinated at what how we put the track list together. Or they said, "Oh, that is a soul song. Oh, there. Oh, yeah, it's a doomy song, or that's some kind of ballad or a fast song." And I think the track list for an album is the most important thing nowadays because there are not so many people who takes the time to listen to a complete record. And I want to keep the people interested in the album. And that is the reason why I keep an eye on the track list. That is very important.
I've listened to Gravedigger for a couple of years now. I'm 40 years old. I've listened to them since the early 90s. Your tracks, your albums, every single album you can listen to from beginning to end, no problem. How do you choose what songs you play live?
Yeah, that is always difficult to choose the right song. So now we start in 2 days. We start with a tour here in Germany. And we said, okay, we take some classic songs like Excalibur, Heavy Metal Breakdown. We take some older songs to the set list again, like Valhalla or Shadows of a Moonless Night from the Reaper album. And then we play also three new songs. And always we looking for a song. We played really, really less in our career. And so this time we choose The Keeper of the Holy Grail. I think that was the last time when Uwe Lullis was in the band in the late 90s. And yeah, this is a good song. It's a nice song. It's a slow song. We put it into a, a different arrangement now, and then we play it live. And I think it will work, and it sounds great.
What feelings or what emotions do you get when you get on stage and you hear so many people that know your music singing it back to you as you're performing?
And at first, it makes me proud because that is the biggest gift that you can get from an audience that they celebrate in your live shows, you know. And it's equal if there are 100 people or 20,000 people. At the end, you feel the energy, the reaction of them, and that keeps you alive as a musician. To work in a studio is it's something for your own satisfaction. But to play live is you need the audience to get your 100% on stage too, you know.
Mhm.
If they are nearly sleeping or they give you not the complete energy, then you have to fight for yourself, you know. And it's always a challenge to stay on stage.
Gravedigger has been the inspiration for a lot of metal bands, especially newer metal bands right now. How does that make you feel?
Also proud because we had a signature sound, and a lot of bands try to get this sound. And we have some cover bands in South America. We also saw some cover bands playing Gravedigger songs, and it's great because people notice you and they have you as an idol and to follow you. And you, on the other side, you have a big responsibility to them. And yeah, it could be better.
Throughout the years, your vocals continue to be stellar in every single album. Um, have you ever wanted to try something new or do something experimental with your vocals in order to, bring in another audience?
No, because I have my audience. My audience expects something from my voice, and that is something I want to deliver. And after all these years, my voice, and with the age, it's going a bit deeper. And uh, 30 years ago, my voice was much higher, but now I can sing much better because I have more control about my voice. In the past, it was, "Ah," you know,
Yeah.
and nowadays I can sing really good melody lines, also with a crispy voice. So I, the most important thing is if you are not happy inside of you, you know, if you're not a lucky guy, if you're not satisfied with your life, and you're always reaching for something you can't reach, you know, at the end, then it's hard to survive in the scene and also hard to make a good job live or in the studio.
After 45 years, does Gravedigger still face obstacles in getting promotions or in putting out a new album?
Yeah, we always because we always write songs. It's the nature of a musician, you know, and we don't need 5, 6, 7 years to release a new record. I know that bands like Creator that they need a lot of time.
Mhm.
But for me, it's important to release new music every 2 years or every 3 years because I'm an artist, I'm a creative guy, and I want to show that to the people.
It seems that, after 45 years, of course, the way music is released has evolved with the way, fans get to interact with musicians now and all the feedback you're getting constantly. Does that ever affect you as a musician? And does that help you become better or does it make you kind of pull back?
No, I think that opinions from other make me not even better,
Hmm.
you know. But I respect that, and but I have my style. I carry on. I did all the years. I did what I think is the best for me and the band, and it may perhaps, in the opinion of people, not even the best I can do, but I am the direction of Gravedigger, you know. And with the new album, we have a really huge feedback. People like it, and I think I'm on the right way with that. And I think we carry on this way because, yeah, we're not doing a copy of the previous album, but
Hmm.
we also try to develop it within our borders, you know.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm not falling in reverse or Papa Roach, you know.
Hmm.
If I start this kind of music, nobody will listen to Gravedigger with this kind of music, jumping around
Yeah,
and screaming like Limp Bizkit or something like that.
definitely. Is there a track on this album that you are most proud of, or that you think stands out above the rest?
Yeah, I like the Devils Serenade because it's a statement against the establishment. And when we were young, we were against everything, you know. First the parents, then the establishment, and all other things. And heavy metal was always a kind of youth culture and a statement against the normal people, you know. And when I started growing my hair long, my parents said, "Oh, Chris, you can't do that. The neighbors, what will they think about that?"
Hmm.
And I never take care of that, and I went my way, and that's the reason why I'm still alive and with long hair and making heavy metal.
Definitely. And as now a heavy metal veteran, what do you think of the metal genre and the music that is being put out now by other bands?
I think there are so many bands now on the market, and when I was young, that was music was more culture, you know.
Hmm.
Nowadays, it's something like music fast food, you know. People listen to Spotify and they listen to 30 seconds. If they don't like it, oh, next one, you know. And I think it's not the way I grow up with, but I have to respect that and also to accept that. But on the other side, I'm really happy that I grow up with yeah, with music culture and with vinyl records and a good heavy metal scene.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much for your time. You are an icon. You're a legend. This album continues to be uh adding to the legacy that will be Gravedigger, and I can't wait to see what you come up with next.
Okay, thank you, my friend. Have a nice evening. Yeah?